Good Wednesday morning to Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Marchich, and this is your outlook for January 21st, 2015. And we're going to have a clipper system move through the area today. It's going to favor our southern areas for the most part, actually our western and southern areas, to get some precipitation here in the form of snow, it looks like. And this is the model depiction of that moving in here Wednesday, generally late morning, early afternoon from west to east. As we move through the day on Wednesday. We're going to go a little bit further in time here now and show you that precipitation does in fact move east. Might get some enhancement again down here around South Jersey if this area of low pressure that's offshore starts to develop a little quicker, and we could get the enhancement in South Jersey and Delaware. So we will be monitoring that today just in case that is something that takes place. Right now we have this area in a 1 to 2 inch area, but this could be a 3 or 4 inch deal if the development of this low pressure system is a little bit quicker. We'll monitor that today just to make sure, and then the rest of us will be under the gun for snow showers overnight again. Now, one thing we're going to be watching for also, once this low pressure departs, there will be some warm air advecting into the mid levels here, just enough that any of this leftover precipitation, which will be very, very light in the overnight hours on Wednesday night, primarily after midnight, say like a midnight to 6 a.m. type deal, you could get just a little bit of precipitation left over, and it will be below freezing, so we could have some freezing drizzle that would occur in that time frame. So we will be watching for that. The NAM did suggest that would occur. It would either be freezing drizzle or some very fine light snow that will occur overnight here. So if you want to see what our final call is, please look at the weather alert maps. Click the weather alert maps tab, which is to the right of the map, right above this video. Right above the video is the map, and to the right of it is the weather alert maps tab. Just click on that. It'll take you to our final call for this clipper system. This turns out this is probably going to be just the appetizer here, as the next one is going to be gaining steam here in the Gulf of Mexico. You see it starting to come in the picture down here. This is going to be something that will be coming up the coastline here as a Miller A type system, which is one that originates in the Gulf, has no help whatsoever, and comes up and gives us a powerful nor'easter. If, still an if stage here yet. We have not gotten to the point where we're going to be releasing a first call. The models are now starting to get more and more impressed with this, especially the ensembles, showing an area low pressure. Basically, all of them agree that right around the eastern part of North Carolina, around Cape Hatteras, will be an area of low pressure. What it does from this point is still up in the air. Some of them have just continued northeast like this, so you get a partial hit. And it seems like the most likely call right now, partial hit, and mostly for these areas that I'm circling. Take this off here a minute so you can see that. The areas that I'm circling as I move this back here will be a partial hit for these areas here that I'm circling. Okay, areas west of that might not fare so well. Right now, this is the best call, but it doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. So we're going to have an area low pressure sitting right over eastern North Carolina, and what this area low pressure does from this point, whether it just continues off to the northeast to give us this partial hit, which I circled, or does it come a little, start to make a turn a little bit and come a little bit inside the benchmark and track up like this? If it did do that, you would have a system that is at least partially, if not fully phased, like some of the ensembles suggest, and you will get a major snowstorm up in this area here. And you notice I didn't circle the coastal areas of Delaware and South Jersey because I think this is going to be one of those situations where if the storm does come close enough, you're still going to be dealing with some precipitation type issues in those areas. So we might have some heavy rain, some mixing, a lot of issues southeast of 995. So we're going to push this a little bit further here and show you what this does. This is of course one model's perspective as it heads off to the northeast. Again, partial grays in those areas I circled. Not a big deal in this image. However, the model ensembles are further west than shown here. So if it is further west, a little bit change in track like that, and the low is actually sitting here as opposed to here, and it makes a huge difference in implications, especially for the interior portions of our coverage area. So we do think a storm's coming. Probably give it a 60-40 right now that a storm is going to hit, and we will have at least a moderate snowfall. I am 60% confident in that happening. 40% chance that it is very light or out to sea. Okay, so that'll go 60-40 right now on that possibility of that occurring, and then the system moves away, and then lo and behold, you have another system coming, another potent system coming in from the upper Midwest, diving down through the Great Lakes. This looks like a clipper system, but the problem is this is 993 millibars diving down here. This is not some weak 1016 millibar low coming through. This is a pretty strong, potent clipper. It's going to continue to dive down here and give us some precipitation here on Monday. At the very least, you're looking at light snow from this system. Possible redevelopment off the coast again. All right, and you get some snow across our coverage area here. So this is the next one. They'll be on Monday. So we have a couple of these to track. I'm going to go over the NAM high-res future simulator radar right now and just go into today, though, which we have to get by first. This is starting off late morning on Wednesday. Got some light stuff starting to develop across the eastern side here, but the steadiest stuff is still back here in this area here. As we go through the course of the afternoon, then this will move east, actually to the northeast. It's going to look like this on radar coming up to the northeast. All right, and then we might have a consolidation of energy down here. We might have an enhancement off the coast here. We'll have to watch for that. And then these bands will continue to lift through here in the evening hours. And then again in the overnight hours, you see this spotty stuff here? This is actually freezing drizzle. It's just showing 4 a.m. on Thursday. So once the snow ends, you might have a little crust on top of there. And as you found out last Sunday, of course, it doesn't take much to cause problems if you have freezing drizzles. Just be careful with that if you are traveling Wednesday night, and that will be an issue in the overnight hours. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Marchich. That is your outlook for January 21st, 2015. Have a great Wednesday.